Heed well, listeners, for this world is darkness and pain. From the ice-capped mountains of Jotunheim to the untamed steppes in all their wild splendor. From shrouded Ophir, where dark creatures perform darker rites, to civilized lands like Argos and Zamar, where humans seek diversions, while their petty rulers wage endless war upon one another. The Stygian blackness of night encroaches from all sides, but some there are who stand against it. For revenge, for power, for bloodlust, or for principle. They bring their steel against this world. Throk of the wild barbarians, Arven of the Shadar Kai, Daro the Faceless One, and Raylan, the Promised One, Herald of Zelios. Against all they survey, these four will prevail. Or they will perish.
Hello. Welcome to Shadows of Archonia. This is our weekly 5th edition live stream game coming to you live from the depths of quarantine. As longtime viewers are aware, we usually play here together in my house, but not so much now. because of the COVID. My name is Steve Boshear. I will be your dungeon master for the evening. Let's have some introductions from the players.
Hi, Joshua, and I'll be playing Throck.
Still playing Throck, even after last week.
Hallelujah.
I'm happy.
Almost didn't. Almost didn't.
Alan playing. I think we left off with Raylan last week. I'm pretty sure.
Whoever you want. I mean, just be Bill.
I'm Matt playing Daro and whoever he wants to be.
Carolyn playing Oven, thankfully still.
Yes. Everyone almost died except for Daro.
Yeah.
Who rogued his way out of the whole thing. I know.
To be fair, I feel like it's usually Daro that's like in trouble, so
Yeah.
it's refreshing to be the other way around this time.
That's actually true. Well, anyway, people who have watched our show before are aware that we make heavy use of a third-party 5th edition supplement called the Dark Arts Player's Companion. It's by a Reddit user named JonoMan3000. He's also on Patreon. Check him out. He produces a lot of great supplemental content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Dark Arts Player's Companion includes new races, new subclasses for every class in the Player's Handbook, new spells, new monsters, and we are using, well, not the monsters, but we're using stuff from all those other sections that I mentioned here in this game. And it informs a lot of our gameplay, a lot of our world building as well. You just saw our intro, which had voiceover by a good friend of the show, Alexander George M.S, and had music by J-Man at OurMusicBox. Check out his YouTube channel, OurMusicBox. He has thousands of free musical compositions up there for the creative community to use. I have reached out to him recently to try and, let him know that we exist and that we use his stuff. I can't find him. I guess he's not answering, but we appreciate him anyway. He has done a great thing for the creative community by putting those tracks out there for us to use. And let's see. Oh, I always forget myself. Like, it's the last thing I say. The art, all of the artwork in the intro was by myself. I go by Mighty Works Character Portraits on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or by Steve Boshear on ArtStation, which is my real name, as I mentioned earlier. And I do character portraits for RPG characters, primarily Dungeons and Dragons, but whoever you want. Here's our group shot right there. If you'd like to see your character or party rendered in my style, hit me up. I do take commissions, and I'd love to take a crack at your person or people.
Or creatures.
Or creatures. Let's see. Thanks to our viewers. There's nobody in the chat yet, but that's okay. We know that some people are still catching up on YouTube. Pretty people. So last week we had the end of an epic battle in which our characters, literally moments after reaching level 7, began a 2-session spanning battle against a horde of Starspawn, which should have been way above their level, but good play and incredible dice rolls brought them through. And now we're here. You guys returned from the Shadowfell, having left Abraxiel there to close the portal. Throck,
Thanks, Abraxiel.
having been resurrected by Zalios's first use of his brand new spell, Revivify. Throck is alive once again and had a very emotional conversation with Eerie about that whole situation. The party rested, recovered for a few days. Oh, there's someone behind Joshua there. The party rested and recovered for a few days, and then set off, leaving the capital city of Lethe for Jotunheim. That was the plan, at any rate. I am going to do something I forgot to do before we went live. I'm going to pull up a map of Lethe. Because as longtime viewers of our show know, we sometimes like to try out new rule sets in this game. Over the course of this show, we have changed the way we do crits, we have changed the way we roll death saves, we have added a 7th ability score called Sanity. We have... What else did we do? Oh, we changed something else. Oh, the way we do flanking. We changed the way we do flanking. So...
And I just want to point out, by we mean you.
Yeah, I changed those things because this is my only weekly game, and I like to use it to try stuff out.
By try stuff out, he means kill us.
Hey, some of this stuff has been in your favor. Some not.
And we haven't died yet, so.
Yeah.
Nobody's dead. Well, nobody's still dead.
Yeah.
Mostly dead, not all dead.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Okay, where are you guys? I'm gonna go to... Oh yeah. I'm just trying to find this map that I made for you guys. I made it on the other computer. It's across the network. Blah blah blah.
Anastasia really helped us out on that battle too.
Anastasia, yes, we had a guest player in the form of Matt's wife Roz for, was it 3 or 4 sessions, I think, consecutively. She was originally planned for only 1 session, but then the quarantine hit and she was around anyway, so
So might as well.
We had a great time with Roz and Anastasia, and had it not been for Anastasia, I don't think you guys would have made it.
I don't think we would have done so well.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm looking forward to the next fight.
I bet you are.
We should hire some mercenaries before you fight anyone else.
Or just bring Jack and his friend along the whole time.
I mean, we have enough money to hire people, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I don't even remember how much money I have right now.
Dude, we picked up like 200 gold apiece at least.
Oh, yeah.
I think Throck actually still has money that never got an amount put to it, by the way.
Where'd you get the money?
It was either from Kalaraman or was it? Nope. It was the Raylan's guy person.
Oh, the guy person.
Yeah, the guy person.
Well, Throck can't count, so it's kind of
right.
irrelevant.
So it doesn't matter. It's just
Yeah. All right, we are gonna do this. Okay, that's all out of whack. Well, I have your. Where's my keyboard? Where are you? What have I done?
It got away.
Oh my god.
I just need the Alt key. I don't even need the whole thing. All right. So sorry for the ridiculous fixing of things on stream. It's been a long day. I live with 3 other people. I mean, it's my family, but still.
Oh man, all these excuses.
Hey, whatever, man. I'm not the one who has a perfectly good Doom and is playing Animal Crossing for some reason.
Hey.
Animal Crossing.
Nothing wrong with Animal Crossing.
Unless it comes out the same day as Doom Eternal. All right. So, this is the nation of Lethe. I have done it this way so that I can zoom in on things. You guys, can you see my cursor when I do this? Ooh, hello.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you guys should recognize some of this. You came from over here, the Untamed Steppes, and you went in through First Fall. Here's the village of Carvolia, where you were called to fight zombies. And here is the capital of Lethe, the city of Lethe, where you guys are about to depart from. Now, your destination ultimately is Jotunheim, which is the neighboring region to the north. Now, I was talking a minute ago about trying out new rules, and what we're going to be trying starting today is something that comes from Cubicle 7's Adventures in Middle-earth product, which is a total conversion mod for D&D to turn the whole thing into Middle-earth. There are a lot of new rule sets in there. New Palladian Rebel, definitely. There are a lot of new rule sets in there. Because of course the flavor of Middle-earth is a little different than standard D&D. I have never played an actual Middle-earth game with the book, but I've read through it a lot, and I really, really like it. One day, when I'm starting a new long-term campaign, I'll probably do that. But there are lots of cool new rule sets, and one of them is the rules for journeys, and how journeys are described in game. They put a lot of focus on it in that game because it's inspired by the works of Tolkien, who, of course, in both The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, most of the book is the traveling. So there's emphasis put on it. So what I'm going to have you guys do, like we talked about in the Discord, is you are going to have to choose roles for yourself. Now, there are 4 roles that need to be chosen, and there are 4 of you, so that breaks down pretty well. The roles are Guide, Scout, Hunter, and Lookout. Now, there are rules about, what skills each of these roles makes use of, but of course, we're in a little bit of a different setting, and like I was telling you guys earlier, I am aware that you would have built your characters maybe differently if you'd known we were going to be using these rules. So make an argument for why your character would be good at that particular role, and we will discuss it. So let's start with Lookout. Who wants to be the lookout for this group?
Can you kind of say more about what it is?
Yeah.
Sure. You guys, I guess you didn't all read it, but yeah, it's. I'll start at the top with Guide. The Guide is the person who is in charge of all of the party's decisions concerning route, rest, and supplies. And so the Guide is going to rely on wisdom and survival proficiency according to the default rules. Like I said, we can make arguments for other proficiencies if they are applicable. So that's basically the Guide's the leader. The Scout is going to be in charge of setting up camp, opening new trails, the guy running ahead. Scouts rely on stealth and investigation. The Hunter is the hunter. And then the Lookout is in charge of keeping watch and obviously relies on perception. So is there anyone who one of those roles is just jumping out as obviously your job?
I mean, Scout for Darrow because of stealth.
And Hunter for Throck.
Yeah, but really, Guide would be a much better. And I'll tell you why.
Oh my God, we're gonna end up in Mexico or something. Guide.
There isn't even a Mexico in this world, but you're gonna end up there.
He'll find it. Yeah.
We'll call it New Mexico.
I just love that the Guide is in charge of rest, and Throck would never allow us to rest. And I think with proficiency in athletics, that can happen. Just saying.
Nope, I'm vetoing that.
Oh. No. All right.
Vetoed, sir.
All right.
I kind of think maybe Scout would be Avin, in my opinion, because she can use her familiar to scout ahead and all that stuff.
It's fair.
That's actually a good argument. I actually thought Scout would just default to Darrow, but that's a really good point.
Mm.
Well, I got terrible wisdom, so I'm not going to be the leader.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got terrible stealth, so I don't know.
I got
And
terrible
don't know
stealth too, though.
Having a raven.
But I will make the argument that Zelios has the ability to turn himself completely shadow, and he can go as far as he wants and come back. So that is an option for him going.
So we got 3 people that could potentially be a scout. So let's try to figure out the other roles and then maybe come back to scout.
Mm-hmm.
Leader, who's got good wisdom, survival, and
No. I mean, I can make an argument that Raylan was living on his own for a while before you guys met him.
But also
But
a
that's-
teenage boy.
But
Darrow has traveled a lot. But this is an
Yeah.
area of the map he hasn't really been. So
yeah, we're all kind of new to this area.
Yeah.
Now, Avin has been to this city before, but she has not been north from here, which is the way you guys are going.
I do have a proficiency in survival, but it's only my +3.
I have 0 in survival.
I have proficiency in survival, but with my negative wisdom, that doesn't help much.
Uh-huh.
And I have
I have a +2 in survival.
All right, I got +3 in survival, so maybe I should just do it.
yeah. I would say Daro, please.
Daro is doing
We're
which?
The
The
leader.
leader.
Oh,
whatever.
Daro's going to be guide.
Guide. Yeah, that one.
Mhm. Yeah, guide. Yeah, guide.
He
Okay.
calls it leader.
You know what? I'm gonna throw the image with the role descriptions up on the screen here.
Oh, there we go.
That might help. So this is probably some level of copyright infringement, but it's a very small piece of the text, so whatever. Yeah, I'm sure that they're like, hey, thanks for talking about our thing, whatever. All right, so here's this. Boop. Let's put it
Oh
there.
man.
Is that big enough for you guys to read?
Well, I can't really make it out.
Yeah, right now the signal is blurry, but
Yeah.
Okay. Not much
I'll
I
just
can do
look
about
on the Discord.
technical.
Yeah,
issues.
yeah, you guys can look in the Discord. It'll be here for the YouTube version, even if the Twitchers
Yep.
can't read it.
Let me see.
So Daro
Yeah,
is the
so
guy.
definitely-
Okay.
Yeah, Daro guide. Throck, I would like to be hunter. Scout.
It looks totally
Uh,
in focus on Twitch.
Oh, cool.
Scout,
Yeah.
Oven, and I guess Raylan would have to default to lookout, even though my perception is really low.
Alternatively, you could be scout and I could be lookout.
Yeah, I mean, I can do the shadow for scout, and that gives me like 100% stealth.
And does
Yeah.
anyone actually imagine Oven setting up camp?
Well, she doesn't have to do it with her own two hands. She can just sort of order you guys around.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Opening
yeah.
new trails.
I mean, Throck could set up
Mhm.
camp.
Yeah, but Throck also, I mean, the stealth is not your strong suit.
Wait, well, no, but the rest of it is, though. Open trails? Where's the trail open?
How's your perception of it?
Perception,
I feel like people aren't taking my argument seriously.
What gives you that idea,
it's
Throck?
+2.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm curious to see what kind of food we're going to be getting from the hunter. Throck.
Absolutely 100% dog lizard.
Yeah, because
Well, dog
Because,
lizards only live on the untamed steppes.
yeah. I guess
100%, I bet it'll be dog lizard.
I'll still find.
How long does this last?
Throck is still the strongest Urman, but not necessarily the best hunter and wisest. So, yep. This list is not actually
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
suit Throck very well.
Alan, I'd like to check in with you. You were talking about this shadow ability of yours. Which one are you talking? Are you talking about umbral form?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I can use that for scout.
Yeah, I was just double checking because I know in the past you've tried to use your ghostly body to sneak around, but it only works when you're
No.
holding still.
No.
But
My ghostly body's
you have
lame.
umbral form now. Ghostly body is pretty cool now that you can do it as a bonus action. It doesn't cost a spell slot, but it has a very specific use case, right? Like you have to be not moving.
But yeah, I could use my Umbra form to help us with the scout.
Okay.
Because I can use that. I can use that for up to an hour. So that should be plenty of time to scout ahead.
Is that the plan?
And then
Sure.
and then Oven can do the lookout.
Let's do it. Are we married to these roles? Can we try it for a while and then be like, "No, you suck," and then we trade positions?
You are married to these roles for the length of however long your first journey is. Now,
I like that.
The roles are going to be, when I say rolls, I mean the dice rolls are going to determine what happens and how your journey goes.
Ooh.
But that being the case, longer journeys are, of course, going to be more dangerous. So it's smart, and Darrow, as the guide, being a person who has traveled, not here, but has traveled the world the most in general, Darrow would, of course, be aware that a wise traveler breaks his journey up into smaller trips.
I was just going to actually suggest that.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, so let's review where we landed. Darrow's the guide, and Zalios or Raylan is the scout. Is that what we're doing, or the lookout?
Scout.
Okay. That makes Oven the lookout.
Yes.
Yep.
Pretty good. And Throck as the bouncer. I mean hunter.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's actually probably what you should tell Throck that it is the bouncer.
Okay, so again, I put this image with the map in the Discord earlier, but I will show it here anyway so that you guys can see it. Hopefully you can make that out. So this is more or less what the maps that you could get in Lethe will look like. There are some roads marked on them. But they're, Lethia isn't super into keeping maps current, so you don't know how accurate this is going to be in terms of where there might be newer townships or, things like that. But this is more or less the layout of the nation here. I can move this around if there's anything else you'd like to see. I have it positioned now with your location at the bottom because you're heading north. So.
Cool.
So the next step, sorry, I forgot, you guys haven't spent all day reading these rules. The next step is the guide needs to choose a route.
I mean, our two main routes is go, west across the river twice through Gallows and Nasia, or go north. And that looks like 3 smaller trips and only 1 river crossing. I mean, that to me seems safer and more comfortable.
It's up to you.
Well, what about that one path that goes straight there? It's kind of, what's that blue?
That's water.
And I mean, we could take a boat. He's not wrong. No, but that's a river, Throck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wait, Throck, can you swim? I don't even know.
Well, yeah.
Throck,
Okay.
why don't you roll Arcana?
Okay. Wow. 14.
You have heard of swimming before. It's this really impressive skill that only certain have.
Yeah.
But who can swim are basically wizards.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you guys live on the steppes. There's not that much water
Yeah, that's true.
unless you get to the rivers that border the steppes.
Yeah, I don't know about swim. I could probably intimidate the water, though.
We'll keep that in mind, Throck.
Really hard.
Just
Good.
part it down the middle.
Yeah.
Really good to know. Yeah. Can we see further north a little bit?
Here, should I zoom out a little?
Sure.
So, I don't know if that's still legible, but let me come back here. Yeah. So, basically, if you're going to ask around about it, there's no, like, one established route to get into Jotunheim once you get up there, because people just don't go that way.
I'm noticing.
Yeah. So, in terms of what's the safest way, in around here, nobody could tell you.
I mean, would the people know as we go further up?
We can ask around. I still think we should go right up the middle to what is that?
Quietus?
Quietus?
Yeah,
Quietus.
Quietus.
And
Quietus, Clem, then Nethron, and then Quietus. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that'll give us we can pretty much take any path from there. If we go up the other way. Yeah, so let's go up through Clem, and then my instinct is saying we should follow the river up. You know, it's always good to follow a river, harder to get lost.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe cross the bridge and take the path next to the river.
Okay. Hold on, I need to check something. And then I'm going to have you do a dice roll, Matt, to determine how all this goes.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
No pressure, but one roll is the fate of our entire journey.
No, it isn't. There will be multiple rolls. The way this works is basically there are 3 phases to the journey. There's going to be the embarkation, the actual journey events that happen along the way, and then the arrival roll. So there's going to be a roll for embarkation to see how your departure goes, and how you set yourself up for what's coming. Then there, depending on how many events happen in your journey, there will be additional rolls for each of them, after which there is an arrival roll, which will determine the state you're in when you get where you're going, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So don't screw up, or else we die of dysentery.
Roughly, yes. All right.
We could just keep reviving you and over and over again.
As long as it's within a minute.
Yeah.
Someone just needs to kill a rabbit, right there, so I can heal.
For healing, yeah. We'll just keep some livestock. Well, we're trying to leave with some horses,
The old bag of rats trick.
Yeah.
The old bag of rats trick, yeah.
Okay. So, Daro, I'm going to have you roll a d12.
Okay.
And I am going to determine the modifiers for it.
All right. I feel like green is a good one to roll. So go ahead and do it.
Yeah, do a d12, add your survival bonus.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And then
13.
Okay, and then add half of your base wisdom modifier.
Base, so the 10?
No, the modifier. Half of the modifier.
Okay. Oh, just the yeah. No, I don't have.
It's 0. Okay, so 13 is your result.
Correct.
Okay. You know what I didn't ask you before you rolled? How far is your first leg?
What's the scale of this map? I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I don't have a scale on it, but I am going to show you this.
From here to Clem, what does that feel like? How long would that take on a horse?
Well, I forgot you guys are on horses. So yeah, let's see. So That's like 1. It's actually, with the horse, it's about a day and a half to Klim. When you guys were walking, it took you a day to get from First Fall to Kervolia.
Great.
So with horses, maybe a day and a half to Klim.
Okay.
So you've rolled
So that-
13, and I'm going to
Correct.
modify that with your peril rating.
What is
Determined
that?
by the threat level I previously decided for the areas that you're walking through or traveling through.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, it's fun.
I already hate it.
I know.
See, now I feel like I should have taken the less obvious path. I mean,
Yeah,
we all saw
okay.
it. If you've seen Onward, you know less obvious path.
I have not.
Good movie. Yeah. Not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor. But I obviously didn't learn from it.
Could be a sponsor.
Actually, no, that's not true. I think any wise traveler would take the path that I just picked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, yeah, you guys...
I mean, Throck, you probably would have gone back to the Untamed Steps, then gone up through the Untamed Steps. Untamed.
Obviously, but you didn't
Yeah.
ask, so shot down my Blue Road idea.
That's true, the Blue Road. Go straight there.
It's obvious.
Okay, so...
I mean, but we didn't completely shut it down.
And that's true.
Word?
We are going to follow it the second leg.
Yeah, now you're just whatever that word is, me. It's some about partying or Patronusing. I don't know.
Or humoring you.
Patronus.
Okay,
Sure.
so here is the result of Matt, of Daro, rolling that 13. You guys set off in good spirits. You are well stocked. You have a good handle on your route. And you're healed up, you're rested, and you're in a place where, thanks to Oven's presence and the general welcome that you receive because of it, you guys are pretty confident that you're not in danger. Going forward for the rest of this journey, you guys are going to you're going to get a +2 to any rolls that take place during journey events. You are also going to get advantage on certain rolls, which I will describe to you when the time comes. So, let me see whether you're just going to Clem right now. Is that the case?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Okay.
It's certainly nice not having to walk.
Yeah, you guys are making very good time on your horses.
Don't like that.
I know. This is going to go faster, like in the future. It's only because it's the first time I've used this system.
We're learning.
Yeah, my hope is that this is something that will help us organically develop events that will happen on the road, as opposed to me just making up everything in advance. So that's hopefully fun. Okay. So this is now my turn to roll something. Oh, never mind. When I said you guys add 2, that was actually for me. I'm adding 2 to what I just rolled.
Oh.
So you are going to still get the advantage on certain rolls that I mentioned, but that +2 is for me. Okay. Holy moly.
Don't like that.
All right. So, Matt, when you rolled your embarkation roll, you said 13, and that was with your survival added. So your dice was actually a 10?
Correct.
Okay. So you guys are traveling along very happily. Nothing going wrong at all. Throck is chilling in his cart. Throck, are you still wearing the bags?
Yep.
Okay. Throck is in the cart wearing the bags but not walking. Throck, you're actually like, you feel yourself getting stronger as you do this. You're not aware of why really, but the fact that you're not walking with your own 2 legs is somehow helping you. This is a very new experience.
This is a magic card. I'm
Only the best for you, Throck.
Yeah. So this is a pretty easy journey. You guys are not you're not running into any trouble. Every now and then you'll pass another traveler on the road. I will now need your lookout to roll a perception check.
That's me.
Yeah.
Wait. Perception. Whoa,
And you may do it.
20.
You may do it with advantage. That is what you're going to get the advantage for.
Ooh, 15.
You guys are rolling really well. I'm going to have to give you all new dice if this continues because the last couple weeks, let's just say a lot of things happened the last couple of weeks that I really didn't think were going to happen.
Like us surviving?
I didn't say that.
We can start with that.
Yeah, why don't you tell our audience what you told us?
I said something about challenge ratings and appropriate encounter levels and blah blah blah, almost impossible, yada yada yada.
How many of us needed to be there? And what level did we need to be?
Okay. If you go by numbers, which are inaccurate because there's more to the challenge of an encounter than how the challenge ratings break down. The fight that you guys won was considered by the D&D Beyond challenge rating calculator. It was considered a deadly encounter for 8 player characters of level 20.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
How did 5 level 7s take on that? Jeez Louise.
Well, you had a little help from Abraxio. Also, those numbers get thrown off when you have more combatants on your side, which you did because of the summonings by both Oven and Anastasia.
Oh god, that saved us.
Yeah, and even though some of those summoned creatures did nothing but take hits and die, those are still hits you didn't have to take.
Yeah, we could not have afforded any more hits at all.
Mm-mm.
There were a few things that were me taking it easy on you. Not as many as you might think, but there were a few places where I took it easy on you. And mostly it was just the insane dice rolls.
Yeah.
The highest challenge rating creature in that fight was the Larva Mage, and he did nothing to you. Like, he did nothing. Darrow started taking huge chunks out of his hit points right away, and almost everything he did failed.
No, he got me a couple times. Anastasia just saved my butt.
Yeah, like he dominated you twice, and then almost immediately you got undominated because he failed his concentration checks.
Yep.
So
Well, that's his fault.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
I was not deliberately trying to wipe you all out. There were other reasons why the fight was that hard, but you.
Yeah.
I did not really think you guys were going to win that one. So let's move on from that discussion. You rolled.
That was our travel banter.
You rolled 15 for your perception check. Yeah, that was your travel banter talking about all the horrible things you just witnessed.
Yeah.
Worms inside people's brains, guys made out of tumors, psychic damage, which is a thing that has never happened to any of you before. Just nuts.
Yeah.
Actually, it did happen to Throck one time before, but he probably doesn't remember.
Yeah, but that.
Yeah. So, Oven, as the lookout, you notice ahead of you, by virtue of Braun flying ahead and doing the lookout things, there is another traveler coming your way. And there's something a little bit odd about this person.
Like how they walk or
well,
how they look?
It's a little bit of both. Now, you get this information relayed back to you from Braun, who, through his birdie ways, comes to you and indicates that he's seen someone ahead. So when you use his eyes to see, you notice that the person is walking kind of in a weird way. Like the motions that he's using to step, they don't quite look human. It's a little too fluid, and it's a little bit too too fluid. That's what it is. And actually, if you will make an investigation roll, I might tell you more.
Is that with advantage or no?
No.
One and roll. Nope.
What'd you get?
Failed that. I got a 4.
Okay, so you can't put your finger on why. There's just something about the way this guy's moving that doesn't quite match up with the way people usually move. You're not sure if he's like just drunk or what. But at this point, he has not noticed you. You only saw him with Braun flying well overhead. So you may now choose how you want to react to this.
Well, I am certainly going to tell the group that there is an odd character coming upon us. But also, how far away is he?
You have, you have about 5 minutes.
All right, I relay that information as well.
Well, do we want to send Scout ahead?
I mean, but I
maybe my shadow. No, like to get better to get eyes on.
You can't see through your shadow, can you?
No, but I can teleport to it if push comes to shove.
What's the range on that? Is there a limited range?
I actually don't know. I can only create it next to me or near me.
Yeah, I thought there was a matter of feet for the range.
Yeah, I'll look into that while we decide what else to do. Anybody have thoughts?
I mean, I could go check him out. I could get close.
Doesn't seem human, just FYI. Doesn't move human.
Well, I'll go into my shadow form and check him out, and then come back. So
Okay.
I'll use Umber form, and I'm gonna travel up and try to get a closer look.
Okay, you do that.
The rest of us are gonna hold off, I guess, stop until.
Do we want to stop on the road? Do we want to stop off the road? Maybe ambush him if needed be?
We'll have to leave the wagon on the road. Actually, what kind of terrain is it around us? I don't even. Yeah, where are we at?
You guys are traveling through pretty easy to navigate terrain. It's relatively flat, the occasional low hill, very few trees, and the road is well used. So if you need to hide, you could probably, there are places where you could get down like a slope and off the road. It might be a little hard to hide the horses and the cart, but you have 5 minutes to find some place, and you could maybe manage it with a good stealth roll.
I don't know. Part of me thinks it's just one guy, and we don't need to hide. But
Well, let me check him out, and then I'll come back and tell you guys what I think.
Okay.
okay.
So you're going into umbral form, and we did settle that you're Raylan at this point, right?
Yeah, Raylan right now.
So Raylan goes to umbral form, and that is up to an hour, so you've got plenty of time. So basically, Raylan turns into a shadow that begins moving across the ground. This is different than when Darrow breaks off his shadow, and that becomes like a 3D sort of shadow person, whereas Raylan in umbral form actually becomes a 2-dimensional shadow on whatever surface he chooses to go across. So Raylan sort of melds into the ground and becomes this shadow, moving across the ground in the direction of the person that's coming towards you. Raylan, I'd like you to make a stealth check with advantage.
That's going to be a 12.
Okay. So you get near this person and you see that it is an old man. It appears to be an old man at any rate, but just like what Oven described, there's something a little bit too fluid about his movements. A normal person walks and it's like step, 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 and this guy's just kind of like going forward. He's moving his feet and stuff. Why don't you roll an investigation check? Or insight, whatever's more applicable.
Insight. I'll choose insight.
Okay.
That's good insight. 23.
Oh, wow.
23. All right. You get this.
Yeah.
You notice this very quickly, that this man's feet are not touching the ground. He is holding himself as though he is old and arthritic, but he's moving without touching the ground, and because of that, he's not getting the little jars and bumps that people get every time they step. And that is what is making his motion look a little too fluid.
Yeah. I mean, it might not be a threat. It just could be somebody using a spell to help himself get around.
In a world that doesn't have a lot of magic.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you guys are by far the most magical people you've ever met.
We have a magic card. So
That was good.
Do I notice anything else before I go back?
Yeah, you can take in his whole getup. He, like I said, he is holding himself as though he's a very old man. He has several days worth of uneven stubble. His skin is very pale, and his clothes, they look kind of old and dirty, but they're very, very light in color.
No symbols on them.
Symbols, not that you can see. He does have a staff in his hand that he's using as a walking stick. The bottom of the staff is also not quite touching the ground. This is actually a very, very slight amount of not touching the ground. Like if you weren't literally a two-dimensional shadow right at the ground, you might not be able to tell.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll rush back ahead of him.
Before you do that, you're about to leave when the guy suddenly stops walking, and he looks right at you, and then he looks up at the sky, and looks around, and then he looks down at you again, and then he turns and looks at his own shadow, and then back at you, waves his hand over you, and says, What is that?
Hold on, let me look into Umbra form real quick. How did he notice me? Because my movements should be completely noiseless.
Well, it's daytime, and you're a shadow on an open road.
He rolled better than you, basically.
He rolled better than your stealth check. He doesn't know that you're like a person using a magic spell, but he noticed that there's a shadow moving on its own around on the ground.
If there are any cracks on the ground, I'll just go into the cracks.
Okay, why don't you roll... What's a good skill for that? Go ahead and roll perception to see if you can spot anything you can fit into.
Performance. Just kidding.
Well, maybe.
Become a tree.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 12. Perception.
Okay. You manage to see a large rock under which you could dart and hide yourself. So you do so, but it's too late. He's already seen you, and he watches you go over there. He's just like, what? Hello? And he's looking around. He's not looking at you anymore. He's looking for what was casting the shadow. And he's looking around and yelling, is someone here? Hello?
I'm going to try, as he's doing that, I'm going to try to get around him and come back to the group.
Okay, roll stealth.
Okay. Regular stealth or?
Just regular.
No. Okay. It's going to be 16.
Okay, so you manage to get under this rock, and the rock has its own shadow. So once you get under there, you're no longer visible. So you wait for an opportune moment while he is looking for what caused this person-shaped shadow on the ground. You wait for him to turn his back in the process of looking around, and you manage to dart out off the side of the road where he can't get his eyes directly on you, and get away from him and back to your friends.
Okay, good. So I get back and let them know that he just seems to be like a elderly man, but he must know some kind of magic because he seems to be floating off the ground very slightly. But he doesn't look dangerous for what I could see. He just looks like an elderly man. So I don't know. And he's by himself.
So should we hide and let him pass by? Should we walk through and see if we have to fight him or talk to him?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and pull my mask down over my face. Hopefully add a little bit of intimidation.
Okay.
I feel like I think Raylan he'll say we shouldn't even bother hiding. We should just continue walking, and I don't think this man would attack us. For what I could see.
You guys have about a minute left. It took time for Raylan to reach him. It took time for Raylan to get back. The guy did stop walking for a minute while he saw the shadow on the ground, but he will have resumed by now. And
I say we keep walking.
Can you guys hold on just a moment? There's something I have to deal with here.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt the flow. I'll be right back.
No, it's no worries.
I need to get the plug for this thing, so.
I guess as we continue, I'll just have my shadow perpendicular to us off the trail, so if I need to get behind him for whatever reason.
And actually, I think what I am going to do is conjure my my flock of ravens.
It's gonna be a weird day for this guy if he's just like a normal dude.
I know.
Shadows and ravens and weird people on horses.
Yep. All right. So remind me to let Steve know that I have indeed conjured the ravens.
Copy.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Perils of shooting from home when you have kids.
So FYI, I conjured my flock of ravens.
With the staff ability?
Yeah.
Okay. So your staff is no longer in your hand. It actually explodes into a whole bunch of ravens, which fill the air for a 30-foot radius around you, completely blocking vision of you from outside, or vice versa.
Cool. And I'm gonna go ahead.
So you guys may be in there with her or not. Up to you.
Yeah, probably just continue with our formation, and then I'm gonna send my shadow out to travel off the path, like 60 feet ahead of us and 30 feet out, so that if I need to get behind the dude or whatever, I can.
Okay. So
does he still check for the shadow?
Your shadow is going to be stealth, so yeah, go ahead and do that.
Advantage or no?
No.
Doesn't matter. 25.
Dang.
Wow.
You actually needed that. Because his perception roll was really good as well, but not that good. So your shadow remains unseen by the stranger. However, what is not unseen is the 30-foot radius, 60-foot diameter cloud of swirling ravens in the middle of the road approaching him. Raylan and Throck, where are you in relation to the cloud of birds?
Behind it?
Okay. And
So Alvin and I are in front of it, or in it.
okay, and Throck, you?
I don't know. I guess I'd be closer to the front. So
You could be in it too if you want. Oh wait, no, you're on the cart.
I want to
Yeah.
clarify for you guys. The cloud of ravens gives total cover, meaning you can't see through it. If you're in it, you can't see the guy coming. If you're behind it, you can't see the guy coming.
oh,
So Scout in front, or Throck in front.
so I mean I'm okay with being in front of it. Just,
You'll have to be on foot
oh,
because we'll probably keep the wagon behind us.
oh, I don't know. This thing is pretty magical.
Well, Braun is certainly going to be flying above
All right.
said
Okay.
cloud of ravens.
All right, so there's one raven that's
As
not
my
quite
eyes.
not quite in the cloud with the others.
Yeah.
You know, maybe maybe Thraco will go kind of on the front of the flock,
Okay.
just walking with some birds.
Okay. So
Nothing to see here.
Throck, as you march along with a huge cloud. I'm sorry, Raylan, did you say where you were? Are you in the cloud? Or you're behind it, that's right. So Throck's in
Yeah.
front. Darrow and Oven are in the cloud. Darrow's shadows off to the side. Throck, you are sitting in your cart wearing all the bags, making this horse go, probably not with the reins, probably just by scaring it. And
Yep.
it's bumping along. This is probably the best ride of your life, only ride of your life, unless you count being inside that dinosaur. And there's just this flapping, just horrid cacophony of wing flapping behind you. And you see this old man come into view, and he stops. And he takes a couple more steps and he stops. And he tries to like squint and see what the heck is coming towards him. And then he takes a step backwards and moves off to the side, like to get off the road. At this point, he's about 100 feet ahead of you.
I guess we just keep going through.
I mean, I'm used to people getting out of my way, so this is not unusual yet.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yep, I see nothing strange.
Okay. Are you guys all just going to go past the guy?
Yeah.
All right, so he's moved off the road. Darrow, he has moved to the opposite side of the road from where you had your shadow. In case that's relevant.
Okay.
But as you guys start to go past,
Hmm.
when you get close enough that he can really make you out, Throck, you see his mouth fall open and he takes a few more steps back. And then, like, he's already pretty well off the road because of the cloud of birds. But then after Throck passes him and as the cloud of birds is going past, he suddenly jumps and takes a step forward and starts squinting in towards the ravens. Throck, you're the only one that can see. No, actually, Raylan, you're the only one that can see this because you're behind the cloud. He is suddenly stepping forwards and visibly reacting to the cloud.
Okay.
So he's going to turn and see Raylan now coming up behind and call out and say, "Hello! What is this? What's going on?"
Oh, I wish he was talking to me.
He can't see you.
I know.
I'm just gonna say it's none of your concern. It's none of your concern.
I don't know why, but I feel very strongly that it is. Why are the birds behaving this way? Is something making them swarm?
It's a sign.
He looks.
It's a sign of things to come.
He furrows his brow
Excellent.
and starts muttering something under his breath that you can't hear. And he waits for the cloud to get past him and sort of starts coming towards you, Raylan. He says, "What's going on? Are you with that person in the cart? Right in front of all these birds, there's a man in a cart who looks, well, he's a little intimidating."
Just go about your day. You'll be much safer if you don't bother us.
While you're talking, you can see that he kind of stops, like listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
His head turns back towards the cloud of birds, and he's just staring at it. Roll an insight check.
He's got a thing for birds.
Thruck almost inside checked him earlier.
11.
Okay. What you notice about this guy is that he's not just staring at the cloud of birds. He is staring at a very specific spot in the cloud of birds. He's not looking around, checking out the whole thing. He's looking at one spot, even though the birds are moving, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He is actually now also taking a step. Oven, by the way, are you continuing to move, or have you stopped?
I've stopped.
Okay.
I
Because
thought we
I've
were still
got-
going.
He's walking towards.
Well, I mean,
the
I've got Braun
yeah.
as my eyes out there.
Well, he's walking towards the birds then. Now that they've stopped.
Well, I'm gonna say to him, please, this really is none of your concern. We're just on our way to take care of business somewhere.
Yes, I understand. But I must see something. Darrow, I would like you to make a sanity check, please.
Oh dear God. 15.
Okay. Sitting there on your horse, you feel a sudden emotion. Like you are it's a very excited emotion. You're not sure if it's positive or negative, but just like butterflies as though something momentous might be about to happen. And you're not sure the source of it.
All right. So I don't know which direction it's coming from, right?
It's not coming from a direction, it's just inside you.
So I look around and I'm like, I turn to Alvin, I'm like, what do you see? because I can't see anything, obviously.
What you see, Oven, is this man is now at the back of the cloud of birds and about to step in.
Can I get in front of the man?
How would you like to do that? You're on a horse.
Oh yeah, I'll step down. And I'll step in front of him and be like,
Oh, just take the horse with you.
Block him with the
That's-
horse, man.
"That's true. I can just walk with the horse."
And when Oven tells me, relays what the old man is doing, I'm gonna start moving my shadow across the front of our group to the other side of the road.
Okay, so Throck, all you notice after a little while, you have to yell at your horse to stop because the cloud of birds behind you has stopped, and then Daro's like shadow guy just sort of runs up near you.
I'm also gonna draw my sword just because the feeling.
When you draw your sword, it feels as though it's not a physical sensation, but there is like just an overwhelming impulse pulling your sword back towards the back of the cloud of birds. And at that exact moment is when, Raylan, you are moving your horse in front of this guy. And then all of a sudden, Daro, your sword, you spin and point your sword the other direction, and there's the guy standing in front of you now. Raylan, he is not where he was. He has just suddenly vanished from where you were trying to get in front of him and is now just 25 feet further away inside the cloud of birds, standing right in front of Daro. And when you spin around, Daro, he's not looking at you at all. His eyes are on your blade. He says, without looking up at you, he says, "What is that?"
It's very painful if you don't walk back. Step back.
He does like a tiny bit. And he says, "I don't mean any harm. It's just there's something about this. I can't describe what it is, but I feel as though I'm seeing something that I lost long ago."
Who are you?
He says, "My name is Douglas. I was a farmer up in Quietus. It's several days' journey north of here. I lost my farm and now I travel where I might. I don't know what this is, but I feel as though it was calling to me."
So you've never seen it before, you just feel connected to it?
Yes. I'm sorry. I must seem a crazy old man, but I don't always know I don't always know why I feel the things that I feel. I don't know if I've seen this before. My memory doesn't always serve me well. But I do know that even in the midst of this, I could feel it from outside.
It has a long history, and it has changed shape.
A long history. What is it? Where did you get it?
I look back at Oven like, should I tell him anymore?
Nope.
But I don't know, the excited feeling kind of takes over a little bit, and I let him know that it was awoken in a dream. In a way, because it was the one I stole, right? And then it was.
Yes. It was you stole it from the guy's house, the deputy mayor's house in First Fall.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
it
it was
woke up.
activated in the dream.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Or more
It's like this-
accurately, it activated and pulled you into the dream.
True. Okay. So it was okay. So I tell him that it's like it wanted me to have it. It pulled me into somewhere else and gave itself to me, or it was given to me. I don't know. There's still a lot I don't know about it, to be honest.
He kind of reaches his hand out. May I touch it?
I hold it out to him, pointy end out, but with the blade flat so he can, like, I don't know, touch the top.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let him hold the hilt though.
Yeah, okay. So your lack of verbal response is all the encouragement that he needs. He is going to take his hand and set it on the flat of the blade. And when he touches it, that excited feeling in your stomach turns into like an overwhelming sense of power and force inside you. The blade begins to vibrate in your hand. And as you look at it, where there was once a rune on the blade near the hilt, another rune appears next to it in a flare of bright red light.
Oh.
Wow. I'm clearly amazed by this sight, and like, what did you just do?
He yanks his hand back and steps back and says, I don't know, I'm sorry. I just felt like I should touch it. I don't know.
Do I? Oh, okay.
He says,
Player me knows about the ownership of the sword, but Daro doesn't.
well, Daro knows something.
crap.
Daro had the dream.
Yeah, I just know that it was given to me. I don't know about the ruins.
Well, Daro saw the smith placing all the runes on the blade, and then they disappeared. So Daro saw that.
Okay.
So you have seen this rune before. At the time, the blade was in its original shape, but it's the same. It's one of the same runes.
I'm sort of speechless for a second after asking him what he did, and then I. Do you know anything about elves?
What was that word you said?
Elves?
He actually rushes towards you, pushes the blade out of the way, and puts his finger to your lips. He says, don't say that word. I should go.
At this point,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and lift my mask back up.
Okay. He looks at
By the
you
way,
and says, oh,
he
why are you wearing a skull? It's like if this is the first time he's noticed you, Oven.
Can I also send a message to Oven to call the birds away so I can see what's going on?
Yeah, I think you can. You can
Yeah.
also just say it.
Well, I don't know if
Just
she
like
can just.
yell it through this flapping.
I'd rather just send a message.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a cantrip. It's a cantrip anyway. So.
Yeah, so Oven, you hear Raylan asking you to collapse your bird staff.
Well, I'm not going to collapse the bird staff, but I'll move the birds up into the sky.
Well, they can't do that. The effect is always centered on you.
Is it?
Oh.
It sure would be a lot quieter if there was a lot less crows around.
They're ravens, not
Ravens.
crows.
I call them.
Fine, I suppose I'll collapse them.
Yeah, murder cloud is what you're using.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30-foot radius from you. So yeah. Yeah. So all the birds suddenly shoot in a massive orgy of flappination, and just form into this deep black wooden staff in Oven's hand. And the guy looks up at you, Oven, and then looks around, seeing Throck and Raylan, and, seeing everyone for the first time all at once. Says, well, that's quite a trick. But I should go. I should really go. And he turns to head off in the direction that he was heading when you guys first saw him.
Wait, what is your name?
Douglas. I told you my name is Douglas.
Oh, that's right, he did. Sorry, my bad. Nice to meet you, Douglas. I'm Darrow.
He turns and looks at
We'll
you.
cross again.
Says, Darrow, I don't know what it is that you have, but I think you really, really should keep it safe.
I will do my best. In a weird way, I feel like it's keeping me safe.
I would like to know more about the words you can't say.
Good night, Fatal Chaos. Thank you for watching. We have a Discord. Check it out. There's a link below the video if you'd like to hang out with us later. There's also a YouTube channel if you want to catch up on this after sleep. Oven, did you ask him that?
I sure did.
Okay, he says, I'm just a farmer. I'm not even that anymore. They took my farm.
Who's they?
I owed some money. I wasn't doing so well. I wasn't that good of a farmer. That's not the point. I don't know how I know. I just feel.
Why are you floating?
What do you mean floating?
You're floating. And I point down at the ground.
I'm not floating. I'm just standing here. And as soon as he says that, his feet kind of gently set on the ground and he stops floating. But he behaves as though he was always on the ground. He's like, what are you talking about? I wasn't floating.
You've suddenly grown shorter.
It was like a fraction. It was like an eighth of an inch off the ground.
These still got shorter.
She's ready to serve it. Douglas, I don't know what we could do for you, but do you need money for your journey or anything? I feel like I should give you something.
Oh, thank you, sir, but I don't like to take things that I didn't earn. I'll have to find my own way somehow.
Okay, suit yourself. But yeah.
Also, Darrow, I should have asked at the beginning, what form are you in, Darrow?
Oh, I'm in like human Darrow.
Okay, I always tend to assume that's the default.
Yeah.
So yeah, he leans in towards you and points to Throck and to Oven and says, just watch yourself. You hang out with an unusual crowd.
They're more handy than you would think. But I will keep my eyes out.
All right.
Eyes peeled.
All right. He turns to leave again.
All right, be safe, Douglas.
All right.
Throg, by the way, while all this is happening, is trying to get Dar's Shadow to play Rock, Rock, Rock.
It stands there like Peter Pan for a while with its like hands on its hips. And then it finally gives in and gives you one more rock.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right.
I'm actually going to use. No, I'm not paying attention. Never mind. The shadow loses.
Oh man.
If I was paying attention, he would not have lost.
Yeah.
No, you would change the shadow to double size shadow, which
Yep.
might make his fist slightly bigger than Throck's.
Yeah.
Okay, so
or just make his fist really big. I don't know.
if you guys are going to let Douglas leave, then he does so. He hobbles away very quickly. You actually notice as he starts walking away that he's moving like a normal guy again until it almost seems like he forgets to pay attention after he gets a certain distance away from you, and he starts moving in that weird fluid way again.
I yell after him, "You're doing it again."
He calls back, "No, I'm not!"
I'm gonna.
You should watch that.
I'm sitting on my horse with the sword in my hand still, and I'm like examining it and kind of give it a swing to see if it feels different.
It does actually. The sword. You realize now that these emotions that you were feeling were actually coming from the sword itself, and that the sword is just over the moon happy.
Oh, you have feelings. I'm like speaking just the sword, like not loud enough to really
Yeah,
let
no,
anyone else hear me talk to myself, basically.
no response.
Are the runes still there, or do they disappear again?
They are still there. The one was always there. Now there's two.
Okay. Oh, it was the original runes that disappeared. Okay.
Yeah, well, they disappeared when the sword woke up after the Warlock's tomb.
Mm-hmm.
The first rune appeared at that time.
Got it. Okay.
So now there's two.
Well, I guess we should continue
Mm-hmm.
All right.
on our paths.
So, Daro, as the guide, you're now going to roll a d8 for your arrival roll. Nothing else of import happens on your journey. It's a relatively safe little trip you've taken.
Dope. And do I add anything to it, or is it just?
You're going to
the roll?
add +1 for easy terrain.
Okay. And survival or no?
Nope, just the d8.
Great. 2.
2 total?
Yep.
Mm.
Okay, so you guys arrive
Good.
in Clem to discover that Throck, having not had the distraction of moving his own legs, this is a day and a half journey. Partway through, 3/4 of the way through the first day, you realize that Throck has just been sitting in the cart eating all the food.
Oh.
And yeah, when you guys get there, there's just not enough to eat.
And that's a lot of food.
Yeah, like Throck just ate everybody's share. There's like your dinner was like 1 or 2 bites each. The hunting was terrible because the animals don't come near the road. It's a well-traveled road. And when you arrive in Clem, you are all just starving. Actually, I need everyone to make a sanity check. No, a sanity saving throw. None of you are proficient in sanity saving throws anyway, so just a sanity check.
We're adding our sanity modifier to that, right?
Correct.
Cool. 21.
Okay,
Jeez.
Oven's fine. It's very common to be hungry on the Shadowfell, so no problem. Raylan?
It's a 7.
I also have a 7.
Okay. Throck?
Natural 1.
Okay, you ate You ate everything on the first day, and the second day you had nothing.
Oh man, this is awful.
No.
And also, all your companions seem to be really mad at you.
I don't know why. I mean,
Like,
I
none of them are saying anything,
yeah.
but I think after years of being Throck, you've learned other ways to tell when people are mad, because they never say anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's affecting your mind. Yeah, so that's for the three of you. That's going to be one failed sanity check, which may add up later. But you arrive at Clem. It's a small town. It's about the size of First Fall if it didn't have the huge garrison guarding the wall. So much smaller than Lethe, much bigger than Carvolia. You guys roll in. It's a decent. I mean, it's a road town. You know, this major thoroughfare of the nation goes through it. So there's inns. In fact, the inns seem to be like their primary business. There's stables as well. And you guys need them. You are trudging in, miserable. It's absurd that a trip of a day and a half where nothing happened has like you guys are just broken spirits from Throck eating everything.
Definitely giving Throck the stink eye when we're dismounting and everything.
Hey, I tried to tell you that I need to be the guide here. This is not.
And Throck, by the way, you don't remember most of the eating. It was just something you were doing idly because you didn't have to move your legs, so you started moving your arms and your mouth.
Yeah, yeah. So something happened.
Was that the magic? Is that what was making you feel better the whole time?
I don't know.
That was yesterday. You don't remember it. You feel worse now.
Might I suggest, going forward, we keep our own rations in our own saddlebags.
You hear Raylan. You hear Erie's voice. You hear Erie's voice going, "Hey, no! Throck has to carry all the bags. That's the way it works."
I mean, I carry the bag, so you can put it in your own bags if you want to.
You tell him, Throck.
You know, just
You guys all see Raylan making that face, by the way.
Yeah.
Look. Okay. I mean, don't worry. Usually.
At this point, I slam the door to the inn in his face.
Raylan, you hear Erie just chewing you out. You guys are all tiny. All three of you are almost as small as me. Throck's the size of a mountain. He needs the food. How do you think he's going to fight if he doesn't eat everything he can eat? Throck is huge.
I feel really bad for Raylan right now.
Throck goes around the back to see if there's any oxen back behind the...
Oh, dear God.
No, but there are horses. Some of them are the ones you guys came... Some of them are the ones you guys came in on. But another important thing to note is, of course, you guys are getting a wide berth from the townspeople. Darrow and Raylan, of course, look like regular dudes, but Throck and Oven are a combination of basically heaven and hell walking in the door. And they're just not having any of it. So, like, you guys go in, the inn clears out, you get the rooms. Like, the innkeeper doesn't show up at all unless you yell for him. Like, he stays in the back, and you basically have the place to yourself.
Okay.
And yeah, Throck, you find the
benefit.
stables, but one of the horses is the one that you were using, and you realize several of these horses are probably yours. So.
Yeah, I don't know which one is ours and which one's not. All right. Here, kitty. Just looking around for anything.
It's just Oven.
Oh.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and take our break here. We'll be back in 10 minutes. It's 10:11 according to my clock in California, so it'll be 10:21-ish when we resume. And we can journey on from Clem at that time. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you after the break. Welcome back. We're still in Lethe. We've
Just
all
further north now.
Yes, we've all done things, gotten food and drink, done whatever other biological needs were
Chocolate.
manifesting themselves.
Chocolate.
Yeah. That too.
That's biological.
Yep.
I concur. So you guys have arrived at the village of Clem. We were talking about this in the break. Matt, go ahead and roll a D100 to see what rune has appeared on the last moonblade of Archonia.
Okay. Should I tell you?
Yes.
I rolled a 79,
Okay.
which means it gains a randomly determined minor property C special for features.
Okay. I'll have to look that up in the book. Excuse me. So yeah, that's cool. We will come back to that and learn what your sword can do now.
Awesome.
So you guys
I have a feeling Dara won't know until he uses it.
That is correct. But you guys are now in the inn in Clem, and as I mentioned, everyone's leaving you alone. You pretty much have the run of the place unless you summon the innkeeper.
I'm too tired and hungry to wait for the innkeeper, so I'm just gonna go behind the bar and start grabbing ingredients and start making something tasty.
All right, he comes in. He hears the noise, comes in, and sees you, cooking stuff for yourself without asking, and just turns around and leaves.
Don't worry, innkeep, we'll pay.
Yes, sir.
Poor guy. Poor girl. I don't know.
This one's a guy.
Okay.
So what else is going on? Are you guys gonna...
Anybody want anything?
Food.
So they
Just
have
general food.
food here.
Drink.
Somebody else can make the drinks. I got my hands full with the food.
Okay, who's making the drinks?
I will pour the drinks.
All right, you can do it without a save.
What about the cooking? Does I get a save?
I think it's fair to assume Darrow knows how to cook some food.
Great.
If Throck had been pouring the drinks, there would have been a dex save.
Sure.
I'm gonna
Totally
make
understandable.
some pretty good sized portion for all of us except Throck.
You're so petty.
No, I'm just gonna give him all the rest of the raw ingredients. I don't need to make him something.
That's fair.
My compliments to the chef.
So yeah, Darrow just
That's
sets
still-
in front of you like meat and raw potatoes and mostly carrots, actually, is what they have.
All right.
The rest of us gets a quickly made stew.
Delicious.
I throw the potatoes and eat the rest.
Those
Okay.
aren't rocks, Throck. Those are
Oh.
food.
Oh, they are?
Mm.
Oh, sorry. I'll put the potatoes in a bag. Whatever.
All right. So what are you guys going to do? Are you going to hang out in town at all? Are you just spending the night and moving on right away? What's happening?
Well, I certainly feel a lot better after some food.
But I think
I don't know.
we should definitely re-up the food supply.
Yeah, we're gonna need to go shopping. I'm kind of feeling a little introspective with the sword.
Okay.
Curious about it now. So yeah, let's. What time of night is it, or day, evening?
Well, you tell me. When are you making this food? Are you doing it as soon as you arrive, or is this the next morning?
Pretty much as soon as we arrive.
Okay. Well, then it's probably evening by the time you guys are done eating, like late evening.
Okay. Well, then I suggest we retire for the night and then get food in the morning, supplies in the morning.
I think that is a fine idea.
Okay.
Throck,
Mm-hmm.
don't eat any horses or oxes
Or other animals.
or
Don't eat anything.
any other animals
Yeah, all right.
Or people.
or people.
Most of the time, don't.
You can have the potatoes that you've put in your bag.
A rock.
Those are food.
All right.
They're pure strength and energy. Should I roll deception on that?
Yeah, you better.
Yeah, and I'll
All right.
inside that one. I'll roll off. It's great.
Yeah, 28. 19 plus 9.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, Throck, you believe him.
At least they'll fill them up.
Yeah.
The worse it tastes, the better it is for you.
Yep, that's exactly. It's like that's how it works. In fact,
Or see that? Hey, oh, you are a smart one.
Okay,
All
Matt, I have located the relevant tables to continue finding out what your sword does.
okay.
Roll another D100.
Oh my god. That was my first D100 I've ever rolled, by the way, and this is now my second D100
All right.
I've ever rolled.
Exciting, huh?
So,
It's so exciting. This one is going to be a 48.
48. Let's see. So, there are two possibilities.
Oh my gosh.
You may have a minor beneficial property or a minor detrimental property. So with a 48, it will either be, while attuned to the artifact, you have resistance against one type of damage of the DM's choice, or while attuned to the artifact, your appearance changes as the DM decides.
So how do we decide which one it is?
I will roll for it.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Odd,
Is it permanent?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Odd, it's going to be beneficial. Even, it's going to be detrimental. Okay.
Do I get to know, or do I just find out eventually?
You don't know at first, but the rest of you start to notice that
Oh god.
Darrow's ears have taken on points. You can't.
Oh what?
You can't
Do I have
tell
some
when
food
he
in my
has his. You can't tell when he has his hood up, but now that he's in the place cooking, his ears are pointed.
I don't think Throg notices.
Okay.
Of
Darrow.
all the cool possibilities.
Darrow.
The trade-off. Yeah?
You're.
What?
Your ears, man. Your ears.
Oh, what? What? That's not me. I'm not doing that. Can I shift them? Are they permanent, like no matter what form I'm in now, or
You
can
are
I
now
change them?
unable to unpoint your ears. The rest of your shape-changing ability remains unaffected, but you cannot unpoint your ears.
Looks like I'm going to become a hat guy.
Raylan's just watching from afar.
That could not have been any. I wonder if that has anything to do with the sword. And that could not. Of all the possibilities, that's like the worst for me.
Yeah. Well, you get the sense that the sword is just bringing out some part of you that was always there but is buried. The sword is activating aspects of Darrow that Darrow does not usually think about or even was aware of.
I check for like a tail or like weird hands or anything too, just to make sure.
You do not have a tail. Your hands are as weird as you would like them to be.
Great. Cool. I guess I'm gonna work on my hands.
Well, you have a hood anyway, right?
Yeah, but when I'm in disguise, I can't hide my ears now, I guess. I try to change like into Eli for a minute just to test it.
You can become him. You mean what's his name?
Eli.
Was that the?
That was my like one of my early forms.
No, that wasn't his name.
Oh, that's Elon.
Elon, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elon. You become Elon, but Elon now has pointed ears.
Dang it.
Poor dead Elon, murdered in session 2, still shows up.
Oh, yes.
But it could be worse. He could be my dead date. Rip that guy.
I could. So.
Well, is that worse? I feel like that's exactly the same because that guy was also killed by a shape changer who stole his identity.
Yes, but I feel like Elon probably had it coming.
Okay.
I mean, for me, it was just a means to an end. So when I turned into Elon and I touch my ears and they're still pointy, I'm just like, ugh, and I just storm off to bed. Like I don't put my dishes away. I don't say goodnight or anything. I don't even finish my meal. I just storm off.
Aww.
After Darrow leaves, you see the guy come out and start cleaning up Darrow's mess quietly, as staying as far away from the rest of you as possible.
Well, I still eat.
I still ate.
finished my
I just
food.
didn't finish it all.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you need?
Throck finishes Dar's food.
He was trying to take the plate.
No. Step away.
Sorry. I was
Just Throck like the cooked food.
It'll do. There were some potatoes on your plate, though, so it had to be done.
No, Darrow's not there.
I didn't actually say that. Sorry, that was just.
That was out of character.
It was just coincident.
But just so you know, it ran through my head. It was like, yeah, food. It's food. But there's potatoes, which means strength, so we'll have to eat those.
So you're just having a conversation with Darrow in your head?
Yep.
I love it.
I think Throck is just talking to the various shadows in the room on the assumption that one of them must be Darrow's shadow.
Yeah. yeah, that's true.
That's even better.
Mm-hmm. Starts talking to his own, but then goes, no, I know you.
All right, I know you. All right, so it's getting fairly late. As soon as Throck finishes eating all the food, the guy is cleaning up.
Oh.
Says you guys can have any rooms you want. There's nobody else in the place right now. There was when you got here, but there's not now.
Throg throws 8 silver his way to cover for the food.
The guy says, "Oh no, for the mistress, no charge."
I go ahead and hold out my hand for the silverback.
He never took it. It's still on the table.
Great. I will pick it up.
Okay.
Okay. So add 8 silver to your sheet. Throck can cross it off of his infinity money that he had.
All yours.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what?
Wait, does that mean I owe you more?
No.
Okay.
After Brandon's probably just gonna head to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we still got a long road ahead of us, so we should get our rest.
All right.
The Rock will go sleep in the hallway in front of everybody's door.
Are you guys getting rooms near each other?
I
There's
I
went to
assume
the first room.
there's 2 hallways. You could, if you wanted to, be on opposite ends of the building.
That seems unsafe.
I don't know where Dar went.
Oh, you heard me slam the door. You know which room I went in.
You know the general direction anyway.
Yeah, all right.
I'll probably be close to the rooms. Yeah.
Okay. Well, a night passes uneventfully, and you guys wake up still in Clem. It's like one of those towns you pass on the 5 when you're driving up north. It's like it exists for the people on the road.
Okay.
So it's basically
well.
not a town, it's just a rest stop.
No, it's bigger than that. Like, it probably was a rest stop 100 years ago.
Well, let's continue forward.
So, do we need anything else from this place thing?
I come out of my
I think as
room.
long as we get the food.
Yeah, I come out of my room while you guys are talking, like holding a knife up to my ear. I'm like, do you guys think it would look weird if I just like sliced it right there?
Yes.
Yes.
And also, I'm not healing you of that.
Well, but if you healed me, then it might grow back. I wouldn't want that.
I think you should keep it.
I think it looks pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, but I can't. It's the only part of my body I can't change now.
Well, maybe that's for
Guess
a reason,
you're a
though.
hat guy now.
You guys aren't helping. I put my hood on. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're going to Nadhar.
No, we're gonna
Nathal?
get food first.
Gonna
Supplies.
get food. All right, you guys can get some breakfast. Are you gonna let the innkeeper cook for you this time? He's down there cleaning up when you wake.
Yeah. And
I see
I'm
no
gonna-
reason not to. Yeah.
The place, by the
Yeah.
way, is like really, really nice and immaculate. Like he's up early,
Oh, wow.
just polishing the bar. Like he already cleaned up your mess last night. Now he's just in here like dusting and polishing.
Okay.
Oh,
Mr. Innkeep. Oh, go ahead.
I was actually going to ask the innkeeper real quick. I was going to ask him, hey, you didn't happen to see a girl around here that looked around my age, did you?
He looks back and forth as you both try to speak to him at once, and Raylan finishes. So he says, like any girl, there are girls around.
As I start describing how Freya looked to him.
I simply say, no, ladies.
Talking about Freya.
He doesn't know what to say now. He says, no, I haven't seen anyone like that. Are you talking about a traveler or someone who would live in town?
A traveler.
I'm sure I don't know, but this isn't the only inn.
Oh, there's more inns around here?
Yeah, there's like 3 that you could see when you got to town.
Okay, thanks anyway.
Can I
Throck.
get you some breakfast?
If you got bacon, I'll take all of it.
He turns
Oh.
and calls out. He says, Sam, get in here. And this kid, like about 12, comes in the room. He gives her some money. He says, go down to the shop, get some bacon. Sends her out. Turns back. Says, we'll have that for you soon, sir.
Wonderful. Do you have coffee?
Hmm.
There's no such thing as coffee.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, guys. It's a dark world.
That's a very dark world. I'm giving up on life now.
Yeah.
Star Spawn was
Everything has
one
just
thing,
been crushed
but
for
no
me.
coffee.
Yeah.
What about tea?
I don't know.
what's
Oven's been avoiding a lot of checks by the nature of her existence. I feel like I had to give you something. There is tea. Yeah, he'll make you guys some tea of the local variety.
I'll take some local tea, please.
All right.
Yeah. Also, food for me as well. I don't care what kind.
Okay. There's more potatoes and roasted vegetables, and when the bacon arrives, he wants to know: do you want just the slab of bacon to take with you, or do you want him to cook up some bacon?
Cook up half the bacon. I'll take the rest of it.
Okay. He
What-
does so.
When the what was that, a girl that he sent out? Was that what it was?
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, when the girl comes back in magically with like all this bacon, Throck goes up to her, drops 19 copper. Give me whatever you can get with that.
She says, I'm sorry, sir. My dad told me to get this. I have to give it to him.
That's fine. I meant something. Isn't this how this works? You put coins in and you come back with. I don't know how much
you
it
want me to
works.
go get something else?
Sure.
She looks at your 19 copper and says, what do you want?
Meat.
Okay. She gives her dad the slab of bacon and runs out. Comes back a little while later with just like a cut, like a small cut of raw venison.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like a. That's all the.
For Throck, it's probably like 3 bites.
Yeah. This. Yeah. That's right. This machine is broken. I want to try this one more time. You get a lot from the last one. Hang on just a second here. Let's see what I'm gonna. Yeah. 3 gold pieces. Just drop in and see what happens.
She's visibly shaking as you look disappointed in her, and when you give her 3 gold, she's like, "But I don't know if the butcher has this much meat."
Get as much
Go.
meat as you can.
Ah!
True.
She's already gone. Throck says go. She runs.
You guys are terrible. That poor girl is going to be traumatized for life.
What's my
Nice.
first?
So she's gone for a while, and then when she comes back, there's a guy with her, and he's got. He and this other guy are carrying a side of beef.
Okay. There
And
we go.
he comes in and says, "Hey, Sam came by my place," he's talking to the innkeeper, "and says that there's a guy here." He's now staring at you guys. Yeah, let's bring that over to the gentleman at the table. They put it on the table. The table creaks under the weight of an entire side of beef. And then he looks over to the barkeeper. Hey, everything okay here? He says,
Yeah, your machine's not broken anymore.
Machine?
I don't know.
He
I
means
heard it
Sam.
Oh, Sam. Oh, yeah, Sam's fine. She's right there. She's fine. We're going to go now. Let us know if you need anything else. We're going to... He leans to the barkeep. He says, we're gonna close up for the day. We don't have much else right now. And he leaves. Throck, you have a large chunk of a cow in front of you.
Yeah, we'll take that. Put it in the magic cart.
Okay. Are you all gonna let Throck put a raw side of beef in the cart?
I mean,
He'll probably eat it with
I'm just sitting at the bar shoving bacon in my face.
Okay. Daro, why don't you roll a survival check, Daro?
Okay. 16.
Okay, Daro, you are aware that this beef could be salted and hung to dry and made into jerky so that it would not go rancid in the cart.
I'm eating my bacon.
Okay.
No, eventually I turned to the innkeep and ask him if he could salt it for us and dry it. How long is it? Actually, that takes a while. Right?
It takes days, but you could do it here, or potentially you could even hang it over the sides of the cart and dry it that way.
I think if we salt it here and then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I asked the innkeep to salt it and to wrap up my remaining bacon.
He says, "Well, I'll have to get the butcher to help with that. I don't know if we can really dry an entire side of beef at once.
You can cut it up. It's fine."
All right. So he goes and gets the butcher, and they work. You know, it's going to take them the day to get this whole side of beef ready to turn into jerky.
I'll allow it.
Well, by the
I'll allow it.
I'll just give us some time to rest, I guess, and stop being mopey.
All right.
I would recommend any of you just put some coins in that girl's hand. It's amazing.
But by the way, how old did Sam look?
She's about 12.
Too young for you, son.
She's about 12. Yeah, she's a little girl. She's not quite a teenager.
She's a brave little girl.
Well,
I admire the bravery.
I think when you're a little girl, all the grown-ups are bigger than you. So Throck is only slightly scarier than the rest of them.
I stopped growing when I was 12.
What was that?
Said I stopped growing when I was 12.
Oh, well, there you go.
I was a big 12-year-old.
I was gonna say you're not short.
I am not short.
Okay, so those guys are gonna work, and it'll probably be mid-afternoon before they're done because, there was time involved running back and forth with the meat, all those trips.
Okay. Paying them for the meat and paying for the rest of the supplies. How much is that going to cost?
Well, the innkeeper comped your meals and your stay, but Throck already paid the butcher, so there you go.
Okay. Great. Well, then I'm going to leave a gold piece on the bar anyway.
All right. You have probably overpaid.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So are you guys going to stay a second night? Because it's going to be, like I said, mid-afternoon by the time these guys are done cutting up all that beef.
Yeah.
Our next leg Our next leg is about the same, right? Like a day and a half on horses.
Yeah.
I go while we're waiting. I go to another inn.
I mean,
and
we could.
and
That's
ask
true.
about if anyone's seen a girl of that description.
Go ahead and roll a straight charisma check.
I also want to ask Aaron keep about something when he's done.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Wow.
So
It's-
so the total is gonna be. Where's my charisma? I got +3 to charisma.
Okay.
So +6, right?
6 why? Oh, because I
This is the
just had you-
saving modifier. No.
No.
So
no,
so
it's
so
just
so
plus
23.
3, so 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty sure no one that you talk to has any idea who you're talking about. Nobody's seen Freya as far as they can tell from your description.
Okay. Because I don't know if she's been telling me this whole time.
Yeah.
She probably has, but and I haven't really been checking that much, so I'm just trying to be more on that lately.
You even described some of the cultists that were with her when you last saw her, and it's not ringing any bells for anyone. They, with you by yourself, they're not so intimidated. So you're getting straight answers out of people. They just don't know who you mean.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
I'm going to ask Aaron keep about has he spoken to anyone that has gone further north than Quietus?
He says, "Yeah, I mean, every now and then a few mountaineers come down. Most of them don't come this far south, but I've met one or two. Yeah."
Okay. Has any gone, up past the river or along the river? Do they have any extra tools, or what do you need to go through those mountains?
The mountains? You mean Jotunheim?
Mm-hmm.
I'm told they're impassable. Even the mountaineers, they don't go very high up in those mountains. The legends say there's giants up there, but giants are not. The mountains are apparently very, very hard to climb.
All right, so we should probably pick up some climbing gear.
Well, they're not going to find any climbing gear here in Clem. Perhaps if you get up towards Quietus, someone may have some. I've never been further north than Nithron myself.
Okay, thank you. We'll look around for some.
In the meantime, I'm going to be wandering around town looking for other food supplies that we could potentially take with us.
All right. I mean, yeah, it's easy to find plenty of food. Like I said, it's a road town. They're used to travelers having to restock, so you can do so.
Excellent. Anything and everything that will fit into my saddlebags.
That's going to cost you, if you're really just going to stuff the bags, it's going to cost you 10 silver.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
the bacon's riding with me.
Yeah.
I mean, the bacon's half gone.
Yeah.
You ate a whole plate of it.
Yep.
What's the chances they got some weapons around here?
I mean, there's a token town guard and some ranchers, so they'll have axes and stuff for slaughtering animals. But it doesn't seem like I mean, it's not a border town where soldiers would be called to a lot, so, I mean, you're not going to get a ton of weapons.
Yeah, all right. This town is boring.
All right, so the next morning, unless anybody else has anything else to do.
Yeah, I will
No,
also point out that the doors in this town are a little bit small for Throck. You have to turn a little to get through the doors and duck a little.
Yeah.
Which we all know he doesn't.
Throck bumps his head every single time he comes in and out of the inn.
Man, it's like I got ears that are too big.
I just glare from underneath my hood.
Burn for Throck.
Oh, what? That's a saying, you know.
I let you win.
So it's getting on to another nighttime here. I assume you guys are going to stay. Are you going to stay in the same inn?
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
All right. So you never see, Dara, you never see the innkeeper pick up the gold that you left, but on a future trip through the common room, it's not there. So you can assume that he probably found it and pocketed it. You guys spend the next night and wake up in the morning still in Clem.
Awesome. Early morning, I'm packing up and getting ready to go. I'm probably already out by the horses, like
Okay.
getting them ready.
All right.
Same.
Your horses have been well taken care of. There's a
Same.
stable boy out there who's been brushing them and feeding them and everything.
Wow, this town is nice.
Well, you guys went to the biggest inn, so it was...
Oh, great.
Yeah, it was like the nice one, the one where they know how to treat people. Unlike the crappy one where they probably don't even have a stable boy and the horses just stand there.
I'm gonna give the stable boy a silver.
His eyes go huge. He's like, "Wow, thanks, miss." And he looks up at you and notices your ears. He goes, "Thanks, mister."
I just I make sure my hood is on again, and then don't say anything else.
Are the rest of you with him? It's just Darrow out in the stables, right?
No, I'm out there too.
Okay. So, okay. Well, he's sort of staring in awe at Oven when he notices you. He rolls up on Raylan, actually. He's like, "Hey, is that a Shatterkai? She looks like a Shatterkai, doesn't she?"
Yes, human child, that is exactly what I am.
No, he's whispering to Raylan.
Oh. What, I can't hear that?
No,
No. and I give him like a smile and I say, yeah.
Can I hear it with my new ears?
no.
I say, yeah.
Are-
You should go take a closer look.
Do you know her? Are you with her?
I'm her husband.
Oh, gross.
Sorry. Do you want me to get your horse out for you?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Jeez. He comes in.
This is
Excuse
not
me.
where I thought that was gonna go.
He comes by office. "Excuse me, mistress. Your husband asked for his horse."
My what?
Your husband. He asked me to get his horse out. And he goes to Raylan's horse and starts getting it ready. Starts putting the bridle and saddle on.
I just look at Raylan, and I'm like,
And I blow a kiss.
My cheerful.
What are you doing there, Darrow? Is that just Matt doing something with his fingers, or is that a mime?
Oh, I got a little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just me doing something because
Okay.
for no reason.
I thought you were like miming getting the horse ready somehow. I don't know.
Oh yeah, just
All right. So we are. Throck, are you still asleep? What's going on with Throck?
No, I mean, Throck was sleeping outside of somebody's room, so
Okay.
probably so whenever kind of open the door, I'd get up and trudge down.
Okay.
we're so used to it at this point. We don't ever trip on Throck anymore.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to depart today? Is that what I'm gathering?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So are you keeping the same roles? Is Daro still the guide?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. I mean, it's really Throck's the only one that screwed up the last time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was technically my role still, but.
All right, so we'll do another embarkation roll. Go ahead and
12-sided.
Yep, D12. You are. Where are you heading to this time? Are you going to stop in Nethron, or are you going to push on to Quietus?
I look at you guys. I'm down with just going straight to Quietus.
Yeah, I think we have enough supplies for that too.
Yeah, we thought we had enough supplies to get here, though.
Yes, but now we are all carrying our own food.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean, y'all can have some of this too. It's
And we have half a cow hanging off our cart.
I'm good with going.
Throck is riding.
Throck.
I'm good. I'm good with going to Quietus.
Okay.
Don't touch Throck.
what?
Don't eat our food, Throck.
Oh, but I can eat some food, right? Because that won't. Anyway.
When we are all eating food, you can eat food.
Oh, okay.
So
Actually, there's a bag of potatoes. You can have the potatoes whenever you need them.
I don't need the potatoes.
So Quietus is a 2-day
Wrong,
journey from Clem. If you
that's
were
easy.
to stop in Nethron, it would be a day and a half, basically. So going all the way to Quietus basically means you're passing Nethron somewhere in the second day, most likely.
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine.
All right, I'm gonna roll.
Go for it.
12, so 15.
Okay.
Not bad.
There's going to be a modifier to that.
I mean, that's the best I can roll, literally.
Yeah.
12
Once again, you guys set off really well. You've had 2 days of just straight rest in this town, where people are treating you like royalty, and Throck's throwing money around like he doesn't know what it's worth. And yeah, Throck's making it rain jerky, and you're riding in a cart. Throck is just eating raw meat before it has a chance to turn into jerky, and you guys are just, you're really well rested. You're full, and you haven't had a fight in days, so everything's good for you.
Well,
I feel like I'm getting soft.
All right.
Good, but yeah. You need something to fight, though.
I occasionally yell at Throck to stop eating the curing meat.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Does he listen?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's off. I mean,
Okay.
at least for 10 minutes at a time.
Throck, maybe you should walk.
I kind of forget about my ears after a while. Because the journey's so good.
Okay. Let's see.
Sounds like Steve's got to update my portrait again.
Yeah. You've got a hood on. Your portrait doesn't change.
Okay. I see why you did that.
I wish I could claim that I'd thought of that before I said the ear thing, but I had not. So as you guys are riding along, making very good time because of the horses, which you guys are not used to. You've been traveling for many weeks together, all on foot, until you left Lethe. So this is like a nice change of pace, even though it's those of you who are actually riding horses, it's starting to get a little bit sore because you're not used to it. But you're still making very good time, and you're not having to use your own legs. I see.
Ugh. I don't like the sound of that.
All right. So as you are traveling along, there is a place in the road where, due to recent rains, it has flooded out. And in order to proceed, you are forced to go off the road and around a large puddle.
Are we? Are we?
Oh, yeah, because the cart is going to get stuck in the mud otherwise.
I probably wouldn't. We probably shouldn't risk it.
Also, I don't have move water prepared, so.
Do we need to send a scout to find our best path around it, or is it like a small puddle that we just go around?
I mean, it's visible. Like the edges of it are visible. It's not a lake, but it's very large and very, very muddy. If you guys try to get the cart through here, it's gonna get stuck.
Let's just go around. It's fine.
Doesn't sound like we have a choice.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like we have a choice.
I could carry it.
But then
No, that's okay.
you would get stuck up to your knees, most likely.
Yeah.
Throck doesn't know that.
Well,
But I'm sure someone would tell me that.
someone will tell you that. But the result of this is that you end up about 50 yards off to the side of the path. And you see something that probably wouldn't have been visible if you had stayed on the road. What it is an ancient stone archway that it's very, very old, very, very weathered. So old, in fact, that you can't tell entirely what the original shape of the stones was. They've been worn smooth, but they are very clearly in an arch form. And it is set into the side of a hillside.
Well, that's unusual.
Say, was that on the map?
No, I don't see it listed.
Want me to go take a look?
Yeah, I'll send Braun with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll just to be safe, I'll go into an Umbra form.
Okay. Excuse me. As you approach this archway, you notice that it is. It appears to just, like I said, be set in the side of the hill. In the middle of the arch, looks like just dirt. Like that's the hillside there as well. But as you get very close, like touching distance from it, you realize that the inside of the arch is actually also stone. It's just very, very dirty and has like ivy and stuff growing over it. But were you to push past that ivy and dirt, there's more stone of the same type that the arch itself is made out of, as if it is a door that has been closed for thousands of years.
But there's nobody. Can I go under the door?
You cannot. There's no opening whatsoever.
No, there's no cracks in the door
Because of the
or
dirt,
on the door.
because of the dirt that has accumulated over the ages, any cracks or spaces that might have been on a regular door are completely sealed. However, go ahead and roll investigation.
How is it from the rest of us?
It's about 100 yards from the edge of the puddle that you were circumventing.
Okay.
It'd be 16.
You notice that
16.
there are some inscriptions carved into the stone underneath, like the top of the arch up above you. There's some kind of carvings.
And am I able to read it?
If you want to read it or look at what it is, you have to brush some dirt away, which you cannot do in umbral form.
All right. I'll get out on before,
All right.
and I'll brush that dirt away.
Okay, as you do so, you see some of these symbols are very faded and worn, and you can't tell what they are. But there's one in a row of symbols that you recognize immediately. It is the mark of the sun, and it matches the medallion that you have.
Oh, wow. Okay. I should go back and get everybody before I go in.
Well, you know you have Ron with you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Plus, you're
Oh, yeah.
you're only like 100 yards away. You could just turn and yell.
All right. Well, I let them know through Braun or whatever that this these symbols, one of them matches my medallion. We should check it out.
Okay, Oven can relay that to the others.
Yeah.
And I do so.
And we receive that information.
And I also agree.
Is there clear enough path from here to there to just take all the horses and stuff with us?
Yes.
Great. All right, let's check it out, guys. I'm curious.
Okay. So when they get there, I mentioned how I couldn't go in the under the door, even though I was a shadow, because it looks like the dirt has accumulated a lot. So
can I go ahead and take a look and see if I recognize any of the symbols?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a religion check.
What is my religion score? I know it's fairly high. Where are you? Haha. 17.
Okay. You recognize two more symbols that Raylan did not. One is sort of an archaic symbol of the Raven Queen. One that is not used in Archonia anymore, but which you have occasionally seen in the Shadowfell. It would be kind of like seeing the Jesus fish instead of the cross. Like, it's just not everyone is as familiar with it, but it's around. And the other one is actually, you know that it's the symbol of a god, but you are not sure which god it is. It is kind of a star shape. With a lot of different points.
I kind of turn to everyone and ask them if they're familiar with any gods that have... Specifically, I turn to Dario and ask him if he's familiar with any gods that have this as the symbol.
Would I know that? Steve?
You are not familiar with any gods. You don't recognize that symbol.
I shake my head. No, I don't. Sorry.
You know, you as a matter of survival are versed in the major religions of the world as you know it. And you don't, if she hadn't told you, you wouldn't have even known that this symbol belonged to a god.
Yeah, in all my travels, I've never seen anything like that.
Well, I do relay that the other one is an older symbol for the Raven Queen.
Oh, this could be
A portal to the gods.
I mean, it doesn't look like the medallion of cord here, does it? Like
None of the symbols that you can make out look like Cord's medallion, but there are, like I said, some that are so worn that they're no longer possible to identify.
So we can't get in, huh?
Well, I haven't tried opening the door.
Wait.
But,
Well, no, continue, but I think...
I just tell him that I haven't tried opening up the door yet. I just knew I couldn't go in with my shadow. But you can try if you want, Daro.
Hey, Throck,
yep,
you're good at opening doors.
I am so good at opening doors.
Wait! Everybody wait.
What?
What?
I'm going to go ahead and pull out the decanter of endless water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm going to use geyser on it with it.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
So you all watch as Oven pulls out this silvery vase-looking thing that she got from the mummy's tomb, points it right at the archway and says geyser, at which point 30 gallons of water shoot out of the thing like a fire hose and blast away, not all, but the majority of the dirt, and leaving behind just some hanging ivy that didn't break loose and the stone itself.
Now what do we see?
I'm kind of thirsty. I want to try.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably all the salt from the meat you've been eating.
I mean, I guess I can now say stream and point it at Throck and let him lap it up like a dog.
All right, Throck, you get something to drink. It's delicious water.
You get a gallon of water, Throck.
Throck is wet, but satisfied. So, to answer your question, what you see is just...
Right, now he's going to smell like wet fur.
What you see is just stone. Were there not an archway around it, you would not even suspect that this was a door. You're not even sure that it's a door now. It's just an archway that is filled with stone. Possibly it's a wall. Possibly it's just natural stone. At this point, it's impossible to tell.
I'm gonna just check the arch for like any sort of buttons or not buttons, but I don't know, keyholes or anything unusual like that, if possible.
I need you to describe to me the manner in which you are examining the arch.
How tall is it?
About Throck height.
Okay, well, any up to my height, I'm kind of just brushing off any dust on the arch and like touch and trying to look for any symbols or anything, or holes or something.
Okay. While you are brushing away dirt and feeling for buttons or keyholes or whatever, you put your finger on the unknown symbol that Oven showed you with the star-like protrusions. And as you touch it, you hear a voice in your head. It is actually an echo, almost like it's coming from inside your own mind, but it's echoing in your head. and it is Douglas's voice. And it
Really?
says, never say that word.
I look at Throck and it's like, you want to take care of that door?
Nobody else heard it, only Daro.
Yeah.
I just kind of like pause for a minute, and then I think I know what that symbol is, or at least what it relates to.
Oh.
I don't know. I heard Douglas, the old guy back on the road. It felt connected
Well,
to
We
the
should go
word
in?
that I cannot say, apparently.
well, let's
Maybe try saying it.
I look around, and then I look up at the arch and I say, elves.
Okay.
Nothing
Nothing
happens.
happens.
Yeah. I look at I look
Now
at
I feel.
Throck.
Now I just feel really awkward.
Throck, you want to take care of that door?
Ready to make the door a door?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it even a
Take
door?
care. It's not going to be a door anymore. Throck.
So
And while you guys do that,
Throck,
I'll be right back.
Throck will go up to the archway and try to make a door out of that door.
Okay, how you gonna do that, Throck?
Taking them all to it. We'll try to take a swing with that first.
Okay.
I assume I could go reckless with it.
Yeah, of course. Everybody, I assume you're all standing clear. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like all the
Something went really
Skypes just reset.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're back. Oh, Alan's gone. Now he's back. Clearly it was Matt's trip to the bathroom or whatever that broke the Skype.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
I'm back. Sorry.
Your presence keeps the Skype working. Don't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Everyone's video
this-
turned off while you were gone.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, you're part of the system.
So roll 15 to hit. Just to,
I mean, yeah, you hit. You don't have to roll an attack roll on a door.
hey,
Just
you never.
give me an athletics check. That's what I'll have you do.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Hang on. That was cocked. 24.
All right. You do not break through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man, but your first swing does enough damage and you hear enough of the reverberating sound to be confident now that there is something hollow on the other side of this stone. You are not just smashing a hillside. There's something back there.
All right.
Take another swing.
Throck,
Oh,
throck, 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 throck,
I don't have to roll it yet, but. You want
Well, I
another
mean-
athletic?
No,
think a good chaos bolt or something
if you're just going to commit yourselves to breaking through this wall, Throck is able to do so in a matter of about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Go.
Make them roll every single one.
Yeah. So you reduce this thing to rubble. Hello, MeowRick21. You reduce this thing to rubble, and you look inside a chamber about 50 feet by 50 feet inside this little hill. It's it's dark in there. You're outside, so you can't see much except the vague outline of the walls themselves.
Ooh, that is not true.
Why is that?
Because I'm gonna go ahead and produce flame.
Okay. That won't do you any good unless you take it inside.
Right. Well, I mean, in my hand.
Yeah. So if you're going to go in,
Yeah,
then
of
your
course.
dark vision will help you.
Okay, we I assume we all go in. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
So you're all going to go in. What you find looks like the closest thing any of you could come up with. Throck, it doesn't look like any room you've ever been in, but Oven, Raylan, and Darrow, this looks like the worship room of like a temple or a church. There are rows of stone benches and a dais in the front with like a raised area where a speaker might stand.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why it was walled
Sealed?
off. Yeah.
Well, I guess we could go to the dais and see if there's anything there.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna have my shadow chilling just outside the door, just in case.
Yeah, Braun's gonna be out there too. Just perched on top of the archway.
Okay. Are you guys gonna look around the room some more, or what?
Yeah.
We're going.
Okay.
We're going up to the main speaker plus.
The
Okay.
dais.
There is like a stone, like pedestal, where a speaker might set something they were, reading from, and you find on it, deep beneath thousands of years of dust, there is a carving of words in the stone.
Can I read it?
What languages do you know?
I know. Common, Druidic, Giant, Undercommon, and then I guess because D&D Beyond has decided that Chatterkai are elves, Sylvan, but I think we're probably not counting that.
We will count Sylvan, but it's a dead language. Raylan, what languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Inferno, and Primordial.
Darrow?
Undercommon and Orc and Thieves' Cant.
Throck can't read. So, Alan, Raylan is, with a little effort, Raylan is able to decipher this. It is similar to Celestial. It's close enough. It's like if Celestial is English, this is Spanish. Like you can kind of put it together.
Okay.
It's not close at all.
I mean, but if you read English, if you're well versed in English, you can figure out a lot of Spanish if it's just written. So that's kind of, and it's a little closer than that. So that's kind of what you're dealing with.
And what does it say?
It's something that is making mention of the Temple of the Righteous. It says something about peace, and in another place it says something about the unity of all people. And at the bottom it says, shall be protected for all time by the power of Da'ev.
Da'ev?
Yeah,
Is that like a god or something?
you don't know.
All right, well, I try to translate this in front of everybody, and I mentioned Da'ed. Do you guys know this god? Or does it sound like a god to you?
Can I roll a religion?
Yes. You may.
15.
You have never heard this name before.
The aid, huh?
Da'ave with a V.
Like
Dave.
Dave.
Like
but with
V
an
is in Victor.
apostrophe.
Yeah.
Dave.
Basically,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
I've never heard this name, obviously. I mean, in this game.
Correct.
And they said that there was a place. You mentioned a place?
No, I did not.
No. Okay. All right.
Throck's
So-
just investigating other parts of the room, by the way. Just
Okay.
So this thing talks about peace and unity and somebody named Dave.
Correct.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah.
Someone named Da'ave who's going to be protecting something for all time with his power. Or its power. Throck,
yeah.
roll an investigation check.
Let's see what's going on here. 2.
With a little work, you find the door back out.
We're not lost. I'm telling you. You need to make these
I actually
guys.
almost spit my tea, thanks.
Your horse sticking his head in the room after you was your biggest hint.
Or the horse could be the guide.
Do I see any more like carvings around this place?
There are quite a few, but you're going to have to read them next week because it's 11:30.
Okay. All right. Dang. Okay.
All right, guys. Well, it was a bit of a chill episode. I thought you guys could use one.
That's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind chill.
breather.
I feel like the
like
majority of
the
our
dot.
episodes are fighting.
Yeah, well,
So-
next episode, back to the meat grinder.
That's
God.
it.
No, that's going to be the hardest fight you guys have for at least a very long time. That was scary for me.
You're the one who came up with it.
I know, but as previously indicated, things didn't go the way I thought.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different
we made
ways.
it.
Yeah,
made it.
there's different ways to behave in a fight. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys have made it most of the way to Nathron on your trip. You were planning not to stop there, but you found this place. And before we go, I will say that there is something about the sort of aura of the room itself, something about its design that really puts all of you guys in a really good frame of mind. It's like walking into, it's like walking into not necessarily like the biggest, fanciest church you've ever seen in your life, but like just a place where you get that like, this is a place where people come and love. And that's the sense you have from the very like design of the room and the benches. Look at Oven throwing up,
Yeah.
thinking about cutting someone's guts up and casting a spell with it. But yeah, like this is just a place of peace and beauty to you. And you're not sure what it was used for in the past, but that's the impression you get of it. It's just sort of a quiet place.
I'm gonna have my wedding here.
oh God,
Jeez. Fuck this guy.
why do you need to be gross?
Mark it down. Stream. Mark it down.
Wait, which wife? Is it Freya or is it Oven?
We'll see.
Snobby.
We'll see when that comes around.
I will.
I mean, it's no. I know it's not actually going to be Oven. I'm just asking what Alan's talking about.
Yeah.
I meant future wedding of future wife that comes into the adventure.
Okay. Well,
Which
we've
will
got-
Depends which
hopefully
wife
be-
is left standing.
Yeah, which life is left standing? Yeah, it's going to be a battle royale of wives, basically.
Basically, it'll be eerie.
It'll be eerie.
Yeah,
You never know. I
Uh,
mean,
who-
Raylan and
who
Zelios
actually
could just
playing-
get married.
be the Bachelor.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
Bachelor Raylan edition.
With
So,
all the interview segments would be with Zelios.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, wait, can we have this as part of the Discord chat?
Yeah, we can.
Right.
You got to start that on the Raylan Zelios channel.
And the
Alright,
first
yeah.
episode was with the rat. She didn't make it. She didn't make it.
Oh, that
She-
poor girl.
she
Yeah,
had
she
it,
was the
yeah.
first to get cut.
Yeah, she was the first to get cut. Literally.
Deeply cut.
Wait, I'm marking this in there now.
Well, but I guess the first cut is the deepest. So
Oh gosh.
sorry, I
Anyway,
can't stop.
see you next.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
shout out
see you
to
guys
Archonia.
next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll come back next week when we continue the journey. Check out our Discord.
Do it.
Link
Do
below.
it.
Ask us
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
talk to us in person. We're all there. All right. See you next week.